If you are someone that is looking to become a web developer, it is so essential that even before you maybe write a piece of code or open your computer to code, that you have an understanding of the 3 building blocks of the web, which is CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. It's so important to not just be able to write these things, but also have an understanding so you can continue to grow and progress in your career. Let's start with HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And no, HTML is not a programming language, but it is such a huge part of the building blocks when it comes to the web. Without HTML, honestly, the web I don't even know what it would look like. HTML at the core is a huge part of the web. HTML uses different tags and elements to identify what you see on screen. So for example, if you are looking to have a paragraph on screen, you would use the P tag. If you are looking to have an image on screen, you would use the img tag. These tags will show exactly what it is you are trying to show to the user. I like to think of HTML as a way to have different instructions as to what to show to the user. So for example, as I mentioned, the P tag to show paragraphs, the img to show images, and it's a really great way to think of HTML as kind of a set of instructions. Websites would look pretty boring though if it wasn't for the help of CSS. As you can see, this would be a website without any CSS. It's boring, it's plain. I mean, who would really want to use any websites? And that's where we go to CSS. While HTML is the markup language, CSS you can think of as the design language. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And there are many different versions of CSS, many different takes on it, but at its core, CSS is used to make a website look good. Sounds simple, right? Why complicate things? It does get complicated the further you get into it, but at its core, that's what it does. I'm going to show you a website here that has CSS. As you can see, it's a no-brainer. It makes things just instantly look so much better. I think as humans, we are so visual, so CSS is so important. I often hear people say front end is boring, or designers or front end people, they have such a boring job, which is completely not true. I think it's just because back end is having a moment. But in reality, these people who focus on front end or design, they have such an important job to ensure that when a user goes to a website, for example, they actually stay there right away because of what they see visually. When you think CSS, think of it as a list of rules that you can assign properties to different HTML tags. You can make each tag look unique, have different styles depending on what it is. Before CSS, I'll show you on screen how to write styles. As you can see, it would get very inefficient as it continued to get longer and longer with more styles, writing it directly inline in the HTML tags. That's why CSS is so amazing to have its own file where you can put all the different styles into it.